wanting a flag, but really I think he wants that ball just to be down just a little bit so he can make a play on it. He got behind McCourty.
So the punt to Reedy. And that's sailing well out of bounds. New England taking control after the intermission. 23-3 in the fourth. Tyrod Taylor is sitting on the bench in great pain, and we understand that this was the first play of the game. He was injured on the very first play on that scramble, and he just got hit again on this last series.
Oh.
And we understand they brought a cart out for him.
You know what? You know, the quarterback situation is a big deal in every city.
As the Patriots run it, and more yardage with Lewis.
And everybody wants their quarterback to be Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or someone who just is great week in and week out. And for a lot of other teams, you're trying to always find the guy. And I tell you, they love Tyrod Taylor within that building. Nobody works harder. He's humble. Anybody who meets him, you would love this kid. That's too bad. You want him. You know, he's had a tough day today. But you're going to see Peterman now. Peterman's going to come in, and Taylor knows how sad of a moment that is if that's a serious injury.
Here's a 2nd and 5, and give is to Burkhead, who was taken down after just a pickup of 1. So Tyrod Taylor today threw for 65 yards on 9 of 18. And again, injured on the very first play of the game. So, you know, you're not yourself when you know, so much as a quarterback, you're pushing off on trying to throw and all of that. And suffered a leg injury on the very first snap.
You know, he's put in a tough spot here because, you know, for a couple weeks there, they weren't stopping the run, and they put a lot of pressure on the quarterback to carry you. And, you know, he does a lot of good things well. That just quarterbacks get a blame and they get the credit.
That could have gone. That was right in the hands of Matt Milano.
Milano had it. Tom's throwing this ball to the sideline and leaves it inside about 1.5 yards behind James White. Very aggressive throw. That's when you don't know, you're like, I shouldn't throw this, but I'm gonna, and you don't aggressively throw it perfectly and gets away with one.
Milano stays out there on special teams. The ball coming back to the Bills, and Peterman is going to be back on the field for the first time since being benched after a dreadful first half performance at the Chargers 2 weeks ago when he threw 5 interceptions in that first half. They drafted him this year, and you hear the reaction to this 5th rounder out of Pitt. So it's not like this. You're talking about a guy that was taken in the first 2 rounds. He was a 5th rounder out of Pitt. He played his first 2 years at Tennessee, and then his last 2 years eligible at Pitt.
Yeah, I think I'm anxious to see him because it didn't go. He had no protection in the game he played earlier this year. And the 5 interceptions, I mean, everyone knows, and you can't keep playing someone who just has that kind of start. So hopefully that gave him a little experience. And, you know, they need to see something. I mean, they wouldn't have put him in if they didn't see something in practice. They would not have put him in there over Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is a solid NFL quarterback who has good days. Bring the kid in. There's got to be something.
Here's McCoy with a blocker up ahead, and that's the best play of the second half for the Bills. So what do you hear about Nathan Peterman?
Well, I tell you, the thing about it is in college, you know, he had this coming out. The coaches liked that he could almost memorize. So you'd show him a play, you'd show him a couple things, and they thought, wow, you know, he has a great ability to retain the information and give it back to him, and that's a big deal. And then they like how he throws it and moves. As you see right there.
Should have been caught. That was Holmes.
Do you see how he lets go of it, though? That's the reason they put him in right there. That he didn't wait for him to come open. He felt the anticipation, and he throws between 3 guys, and it's a perfect ball. Andre Holmes has to come up with that catch. You see the timing of it? That's in practice, the coaches see that the timing sometimes is a little different with Peterman. Taylor gives you different things. Allows you to bootleg, allows you to move around, can run with his legs, and he also throws a good ball. Just, it's about the anticipation of it that you want Taylor to be better at. And Peterman, you probably want decision making.
Here's a 2nd and 10. Patriots blitz. Pass too high. He does have a quick release, doesn't he?
He'll get it out. Got to bring that ball down. So this is what I want to see today. I want to see him fire like he is right here. And you see fire, and that ball's just a little high out in front. And that's actually a big boy throw right there. That'll tell you if guys can play, if they're able to turn and rip it on a deep slant, skinny post type. 3rd and 10.
Getting pressure. And he's just able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He might stay on the field, though. There might be a flag on New England's defense.
Buffalo crowds reacting to something they've seen.
Butler.
Holding. Defense number 21. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Boy, New England's playing physical today, and it's disrupted the timing. Watch. Butler's going to wait. Very patient at the line. Grabs a hold of him. Got to let go. Got to let go. Boy, I like the aggressiveness of Thompson, though. He's like, get off me. That shows the ref that he's holding you. You're trying to push him off you.
Butler comes off the field.
Well, the coach doesn't like that. He's like, it's 3rd and 10. What are we doing? Bill's like, just no more penalties on the outside. Just gives him first downs. Make him throw it and catch it.
Chance to see a new set of downs for the rookie. Goes with McCoy. It looked like they had a little trouble on the exchange, on the handoff. And he's held to no gain.
Well, you're used to Taylor kind of riding the running back.
Now Chung's injured walking off.
Watch this right here. You're supposed to ride him. Move up, move up, move up, Peterman. See how he stays back a little bit? Taylor will move up with the running back and then pull it or keep it in Chung.
Chung hurt his hand on the reaching in on the tackle.
Yeah, he really did. I think he tried to punch at the end to try and get that ball out like they teach him, and might have fallen on it or something. His hand. Oh, looks fine there. Oh, right there.
It's like he doesn't even know he's injured at first.
What hand was it? Do we know?
Yeah.
I mean, the right's fine. It's obviously the left being underneath the body, but.
Okay, they go without Chung. Butler back on the field, 2nd and 10. Peter's pass pulled down. Catch at the 44-yard line by Deontay Thompson for 12 and another first, and a little exchange between the two. Got physical 2 plays ago.
Tight window, outside throw. Ball's left a little inside. Got to get that ball outside, but the timing allows you to miss a little bit, right? You throw that late, Butler's down there hitting the ball away and intercepting.
3rd first down of this drive. That is caught. That is caught by Zay Jones, and he was tackled, even though Harmon wants to make sure.
Tough man coverage and perfect defense by Gilmore. I mean, literally on a tape, and he gets his hand and tips it, and then Zay stays right with it and comes up with the play. The ball was perfect. There's great defense, and then great job by Jones coming up with it.
And that's a gain of 13. Stutter step move frees him. McCoy down to the 19. So the Bills offense, aided by one defensive hold call, but showing a little bit of excitement here for the first time in this half.
Nothing will infuse this crowd, an organization, as much as a quarterback that you want to believe in and everyone trusts or feels. Everyone loves Taylor. They just want to win. And if he does that, he's the guy.
To the end zone and over the head of Thompson.
I tell you what, if he can finish this game and put together 2 good drives, a good drive and a half or something, you know, there's always a chance you'll see him. And you never know what's going on with Taylor. Is that a serious injury? Is it something small? And you never want to speculate. But Peterman has a chance to go out here and, you know, he's more calm in this one. You're at home. You're not on the road. Pass rush isn't just in your face in 1 second. Bosa over there at Chargers.
Yeah, he disrupts things in a hurry.
And he really disrupted that one.
Here's a 2nd and 10. Cadet with the football. Adam Butler chasing from behind, but not until he's got another First down, and first and goal it will be. A 12-yard run that time. Chung's anxious to get in. Patricia says not yet. So the Bills, deepest penetration since the first series of the game when they threw an interception at about this point. First and goal. Peterman, end zone bound and incomplete. Broken up by Gilmore.
That was a perfect throw, and that was a perfect defensive play by Gilmore. Those two things, it's an out and up by the receiver. He throws a back shoulder, and the DB doesn't see it. It's right above his head. Maybe a half a yard higher he could have had it, but that was a really good, well-thrown ball. And watch. And then Gilmore with his hand perfectly in the middle and then rip it out. I'm impressed by Gilmore and his ability, the improvement level from the beginning of the year to now. Understanding the system, the communication that takes place in the secondary.
Here's the second and goal. End zone again and incomplete. Zay Jones looking around saying, where is it? Where's the marker? Zay Jones showing last week he can levitate, just pulling himself off the field.
Yeah, it's exactly right. You see right here, Gilmore hangs inside. He knows if you're going to run right up on him in the end zone, you have to be running an in cut. Otherwise, you'd be moving to the corner. Chung's back out.
For this third and goal.
Empty formation. They've pressured him 3 times. Expect. Oh, they got a little man-to-man coverage here.
Peterman locks in, throws down to the 1. McCoy with the catch. And they will, of course, go for it here on 4th and goal from a yard out. Down 3 scores.
It's a perfect ball placement. Great catch. I thought he might have had time to reach out, but he may not have. Good, really great catch there by McCoy. That's not easy. Impressive drive by Peterman, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I have to say for sure this is going to be the 14th play of the drive. And it's 4th and goal from right at the 1. And a timeout first called by the Patriots.
30-second timeout.
There you see again the AFC playoff picture. We showed you this before. And Baltimore and Buffalo, they're jockeying. Baltimore's been up on Detroit most of the day today. And in Jacksonville, that's going to be some battle with Jacksonville and Tennessee in the AFC South.
Kansas City, what's the score on that one? They're 6-5.
Remember that start they had in that game, 14-0 Kansas City.
Now down 27.
Now down 27-24. Kansas City is.
Here we go.
They're going to empty the backfield for Peterman on 4th and goal from the 1.
Oh, they need a timeout. New England, they aren't set. It's going to be an all-out pressure, cover 0.
And they just took a timeout. Throw to the end zone, tipped away. Gilmore makes the play to defend it. Didn't look like a high percentage call on 4th and goal.
It's all-out pressure. You got to throw it outside. And Gilmore, for the 3rd time on the drive, with a perfect defensive effort.
Together, we cross the wish.
If I could draw your attention to my passport.
It's got to be clean. It's got to be tied. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
So the Patriots take over on downs at the 1 with Lewis the running back.
He might go on 3 here. He might not even snap it yet.
Coming out throwing. And a completion it is. Cooks, and the ball comes out. Ball comes out. Hyde has it. Cooks with the catch. And they're going to rule him down after the catch at the 14. So to get out of the jam.
Catch, runner down by contact. First down, New England.
Look how he caught that off the back end of the football.
That's a very aggressive call right there. To throw out of your own end zone on a slant. You have to hold the ball because if they cover it, the right coverage, it's a great throw by Tom, and Cooks with a good catch.
Now they run it with Lewis. And he is stacked up for a loss on the play. So the first time you've been to Buffalo as a spectator, what do you think?
I like it. I think
it's good
you
scene.
can feel
Great
the energy.
scene.
Yeah, and you feel the energy in the crowd when you're here. This is a passionate fan base. It's really enjoyable to be around, and the city and everyone. I mean, they were great. It's been very enjoyable.
And your first look at Peterman. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it looks. I mean, I like the rhythm he's playing with. I like that he's letting the ball rip, and it's different. It'll be a different offense than Taylor. Now you got to find out if Peterman can make good decisions. If he can, he'll be able to grab a hold of this.
2nd and 12, and they get it over to Gronk for very little. That's Poyer on him. So we watch the rookie, and we'll see Peterman another series or two before this game ends. But Brady last night was telling us about how when he was here as a rookie back in 2000, he was holding the clipboard and charting plays as the 4th-team quarterback. It was cold, it was rainy, and his hand was so frozen because of the cold. He eventually couldn't even chart anymore. He said, guys, I can't do this. I'm done.
Yeah, how do you even play? I mean, charting's too hard. How do you get out there and play then?
He was 4th string behind Bledsoe, Michael Bishop, and John Freeze. Now here he is on 3rd and 10, getting out of a jam and completing it. That was classic Brady right there.
You've got to be kidding me. We showed you early in the game. It's just what he does in the pocket. I mean, his feel in the pocket is he's a master craftsman at this. Watch this. I got to buy time, slide, find the soft spot, nope, slide, move, slide again, and then fire it across to Gronk. And Gronk with a great catch, finishing it off.
Why is that so hard for others to do?
Well, because you got to keep your eyes downfield. How are you going to consistently feel the soft spot? Those are God-given gifts in a lot of ways, just to feel where leverage and people are. And that's why only 3 or 4 or 5 good quarterbacks ever at one time. It's just not a lot of guys can do it. They can't keep your eyes downfield, wait to get hit, slide, move, buy time for your guys all to get open, and then fire it in there accurately.
So this one's coming back against the Patriots.
Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Gronk's had a few penalties called against him today. That's his 3rd. In fact, they've all come in this half. Another thing we were visiting with Tom about was how he's had so many teammates through the years. Now in his 18th season, we've looked it up. It's well over 500 players have suited up in games during his career on his side, as he goes right back to Gronkowski to get back the penalty yardage and a little more.
And here's the one thing. They're going back to these staple plays. Pull a guard, fake the handoff. Gronk runs right across the field in the man coverage. And you see the backers just get right out of the windows. And because McDermott hasn't been in this division, he hasn't seen this play.
Yeah.
So they've gotten it 2 or 3 times today. And they'll eventually grow, in this division of seeing that a lot. And they'll start to slow that down because that's a chunk play that New England gets.
The 2nd and 2. Yeah, that'll keep him short of it. But back to Tom and all these teammates. I asked him, you were there, how do you keep track of, so many memories through the years and things that have happened, for example, here in Buffalo. Do you sometimes catch yourself saying, hey, were you there that time this happened?
Yeah, well,
and he said, I've kind of used Gronk as the guy that everything pre-Gronk in my career, which is basically about half of Tom's career, and everything after that. Like, you think Gronk's been around forever now, but he was not here until 3 years after they had the undefeated regular season.
Yeah, he'd already had 3 Super Bowls, had an undefeated regular season, lost in another Super Bowl. I mean, Gronk's been here for the 2nd phase. But that's the thing. He'll catch himself with Hoyer.
Ball start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
He'll catch himself with Hoyer and being like, hey, do you remember back in blah, 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 11 or 10 or 9 or whatever? And like, when this happened, and Hoyer's like, man, I was gone for those 2 years, remember? He's like, oh, yeah, you were gone. And he's like, Hoyer's right there. They're good friends. And that's a big pickup for this reason. Tom Brady, the older you get and you're a quarterback in the NFL, you don't have friends necessarily that you're like, hey, come on over to the house. Wife will cook, we'll watch a game. It's just hard. Life is different. You got kids, everything going on. And to have a Hoyer around to talk about history and past and things that you both enjoy that are similar interests, it helps the daily routine.
Here's a 3rd and 7. Here's trying to bring 5. Brady again slides and throws. And Will there be a flag? His ball's intercepted.
No flags. Oh, there's a late one, but this is not going to be for the interception. It's going to be, there's a couple of flags, different sides of the field.
It's Tre'Davious White, the rookie, who's come up with the football. It looked like there was a little push-up before the ball got there.
Oh, there definitely was. White's definitely holding Gronk.
That wasn't called.
And then he's holding him again, and then gets away with it. They don't call it. He intercepts the pass. Gets a little banged up. He's down. Someone comes by and hits Gronk from behind.
And then Gronk, this is going to get flagged.
Oh, Gronk's 100%.
Ooh.
Hey, that deserves to get flagged. The other side of the field, there's another penalty. A late side penalty that's on Buffalo after the play. I think Micah Hyde rips off Amendola's helmet on the other side of the field. There's a lot of stuff on this play. So watch right here. Amendola and Micah Hyde. Watch here first. Bang, Amendola. He might get pegged on that. And then watch at the end. Hyde looks over to see if the wrestler pulls it off. Now let's see. That penalty comes in there. And then you see the one up top's there. That's after Gronk. And that's a big injury too. Tre'Davious White, they do not need him to get banged up. He's playing as well as anybody on their team in the secondary right now.
Trying to explain all the different things that happened on that play to Coach Belichick. And White had the interception last week late in the game against Alex Smith that sealed it.
Well, Gronk's, there's a chance he gets suspended for that. That was completely not okay.
After the interception, we have multiple dead ball fouls by both teams. We have personal foul, unnecessary roughness, original offense number 80 and number 87. We also have dead ball personal foul, defense number 23. Those fouls are going to offset. After that play, we also then have unsportsmanlike conduct, Buffalo number 55 against an official. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the dead ball spot after the interception. First down, Buffalo.
So the last one will be applied on Jerry Hughes. It will be Buffalo football after all of that. A rare Brady pass intercepted. Just trying to explain to McDermott why the Hughes penalty, unsportsmanlike, is going to be applied while the other ones were offsetting. Here it is, late after all of that fracas.
You're going to see Jerry Hughes right here. He's walking around, and he's going to go ahead and see the ref right over here. So you see these two? Those two, and he says something to him right there. And that ref says, "Nah, you're not saying that to me." And he gets flagged. You can see the frustration coming out.
And these teams will have the chance to meet again in just 3 weeks' time at Gillette Stadium on Christmas Eve.
Number 55 was a foul against an official. Therefore, the change is set, and it will be 1st and 25, Buffalo.
And now they even spread some more bad news inside the arena that the penalty will make it 1st and 25 against the Bills. He's trying to explain
the chain
to
guys,
Leslie Frazier.
Look at the chain guys. I mean, you see them right here. That's not 25.
Well, they're moving right now in
progress. They don't know where to go. They think the ball should be moved back.
And that was almost intercepted.
That's the problem when if you're throwing the ball super quick all the time and you're getting off, you're like, man, he gets in rhythm, he gets going, but he's got to make good decisions. And right now, Peterman, if you just don't throw interceptions, you have a chance to really impress your staff, your teammates, everybody. Just calm down. Sack doesn't kill you. Just go through the progressions and then deliver.
2nd and 25. And that throw for only a gain of about 3 to Logan Thomas. And coming up on the State Farm postgame show, JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Coward, all the latest scores, highlights, playoff permutations coming up on the State Farm postgame show. 3rd and 22.
Go, 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 go.
They blitz Peterman, who gets it away to Thomas again for a short gain. And McCourty immediately drops him.
So now we'll see They're going to go for it. 4th and probably 15. New England's going to play some sort of a man coverage. They always play some sort of a man here in these situations. It's a big situation.
Buffalo.
Timeout called here by the Bills. By the way, 4 seconds to go at Soldier Field, and Tom Brady's backup, recently traded Jimmy Garoppolo to the 49ers. He led him down the field for a field goal by Robbie Gould. Again, there's just a couple of ticks left, and the 49ers are up on the Bears 15-14. Garoppolo throwing for 293 yards today.
I wanted to see him, and I talked to Coach Belichick last night about it. And, you know, I'm from Eastern Illinois, and Jimmy came there, and he set a whole bunch of records that beat Sean Payton's records. I think mine still stand. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, trying to throw that in.
Tom Brewer over there, your old teammate.
Yeah, he actually
just about fell down on that one.
Garoppolo has all the records,
okay.
just so you know.
Yeah.
But we were both anxious to see, because I think the Shanahan system, I told him, I said, you did him really well. To go into Kyle Shanahan's system, it's very supportive for a quarterback.
4th and 15 underneath. Cadet not going to get there. Jones on the top side, Adam Butler on the bottom. And again, New England takes over on downs.
And you know that Tom Brady's still coming in. Like every other team in the league brings their backup in right here. So, yep, there comes Tom.
Yeah, Tom with 258 yards passing. Without a touchdown pass today. They've not needed to go that way. But they'll be on the road for the next 2. That's a Monday night game at Miami. And then, of course, that Pittsburgh game is a monster matchup. It's just 2 weeks out and figures to be for the 1 seed.
Both these teams are, I would actually argue that Pittsburgh's defense looks, throughout a full season, go to see Buffalo get penetration in the backfield. They look complete. Pittsburgh looks like a complete team to me. The problem is their system. It's really hard to beat Tom Brady if you're a zone blitz team. It just is, because
and it hasn't worked in the past.
Well, it's hard because Tom, like against zone, Tom moves defenders with his eyes. And so as he drops back, if you have a zone, so you're in this little area in the field, and you got this little 3-yard area, right? Well, when Tom looks left, you move a yard that way. And then he goes right behind your ear where you were. Man, that's how you have to beat Tom Brady. You got to play man-to-man. And you got to have your defensive backs play physical at the line of scrimmage. 5
against the Patriots here. Tom on his way to his 27th win against the Bills.
Offense number 83. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
You were talking about Eastern Illinois and Garoppolo holding all the records. Well, you know, Brady is pretty close to having just about every meaningful record there is, regular season, postseason, not just for the Patriots, for the NFL. Now he's going to have the record alone for most wins by a quarterback over one opponent. He came in tied with Favre, who had 26 victories against the Lions in his career, and this will be number 27 for Tom in his 18 years against Buffalo.
I can tell you right now, Buffalo, Miami, the Jets, they're all just waiting for his day to come where it's like Father Time will catch up. Might not be till he's 50 at this rate, but I'll tell you what, he's owned this division, him and Belichick.
Do you buy the argument he could go to 45? And he's talked about it.
Yeah, the thing to me is this. If you're a great pure thrower of the football, you can play into your 40s. So if you're Brett Favre, because you throw this really tight spiral, you get a great motion. If you're not a great thrower, and you lose a little bit of your hip speed, your arm talent, then you really can't, in my opinion. The 2 ways to keep you playing: great arm talent, and then have a decent offensive line.
Timeout called by the Bills, as New England also went on its way to an 8th consecutive win, and with a 10th win of the season, this will be ensuring that it's their 15, how about this, 15 straight years with at least 10 wins in the regular season.
That's not even a real stat. I mean, that's,
I know. That's like, it doesn't sound real.
You know that these guys have played, Tom's played for 16 years, let's say. I'm pretty sure he has 11 AFC championship appearances.
Oh yeah, that's the number.
I mean, that's incredible. I don't think you're never going to see that again. That's just never in the modern sports, football, NFL era. Can you see a team this consistent for this long?
Final 2 minutes to go here in Buffalo. Final minute and 56 seconds to go. They've got bonus coverage coming up when this one ends of Kansas City and the Jets, and what's been a wild one back and forth. Chiefs really need to try to figure things out. They've lost 5 out of their last 6. Need a win there. Peterman wisely able to tuck it away. Guess what? Eric Lee's in the play again.
Yes, he is.
Is it possible to come off the practice squad week 12 of the season and then start in the Pro Bowl later in the year?
It is, based on this.
The only problem with that is the
rate of production he's going.
2nd and 15. Probably still be in the postseason at that time.
Yeah, there he is on the tackle. Eric Lee.
Eric Lee is going to be profiled in all sorts of national outlets this week. We'll be reading all about how he's done it. It's amazing. Peterman pass off the hands of Matthews. State Farm post-game show will be coming up again. We've already told you bonus coverage is coming up. That Kansas City Jets game is running behind this one. Yeah, San Francisco beat Chicago. Minnesota's already won over Atlanta. That's an impressive win for the Vikings against the Falcons. Winning that one on the road. We've got Minnesota at Carolina next Sunday in our featured 1 o'clock regional game. Here's a 4th and 6. And knocked away. And incomplete. It's Eric Rowe who denied the pass into Zay Jones. Now the Patriots can come out, kneel it down a couple of times, and we can call it a day here. This was a 9-3 game at halftime. And then the Patriots in the third quarter established the upper hand with a couple of touchdown drives. Brady and Gronkowski were teaming up big time in that third quarter. Gronk today, 9 catches, 147 yards.
Gronk, you said it at the start of the show, playing really, really good football right now, and he looks healthy. He's running good. I mean, you saw him outside the numbers, inside the numbers.
And by the way, the road win streak, as Hoyer took the snap that time, goes to 14 consecutive road games.
Wow.
1.
And I'm telling you right now, they just held Buffalo to 3 points. No one scored more than 17 in 8 games now.
8 in a row on this 8-game win streak.
Remember how bad this defense was? Everyone told you at the early in the year.
32nd in the league.
Yeah, Belichick just has a unique way of turning that around. As Brian Hoyer kneels the ball down, and there he is, the legend.
Walking up with another victory.
I like that guy. He's just all football. That's right up my alley right there. And so is McDermott. He's all football too. These two, they're going to appreciate each other as the years go on.
The final score is New England 23 and Buffalo 3. Coming up next, it's the State Farm postgame show for Tony and Tracy and all the crew. Jim Nance saying so long from Buffalo. Again, bonus coverage is coming up. We send you now to James Brown in New York.
All right, Jim, 14.